Okay, this video we are going to have a look at Copeland's The Cat and the Mouse. This is a piece of program music, so it tells a story about a cat and a mouse. Now Copeland hasn't told us, oh, this is where the cat's chasing, this is where the mouse is doing this. So, you know, I have my feelings about what might be happening in the story at any given moment. You might be playing it and go, actually, I disagree, and that's okay. The important thing is that whatever you think is happening in that moment, you paint that story with your fingers in your notes, and your audience who's sitting there doesn't need to try hard. They can just feel it. So there's a few funny chords in this, but it's actually not a very hard piece to learn, particularly if you practice slowly. I haven't performed this for many years, but I've got a few students who want to learn it, so I'm making the video now, so I apologize in advance for any bits that aren't quite under my fingers. So at the beginning, we've got, you know, when a cat is pouncing, they step really slowly, so slowly that whatever it is doesn't feel any vibrations. And sometimes they wiggle their bottom and then suddenly they pounce. So here I feel like the cat is just very quietly pouring its way, and then it pounces. 2, 3, 4. Now, I want to talk about the beat divisions. I'm going to do something funny that you may not have seen me do before, and I'm going to use the smallest beat division on the long notes. I'll show you what I mean here. So if they're my staples, rest, staple, staple, pin, staple, 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 rest, staple, and I'll talk about it in a second. So by doing that, we make sure that semi-rev has exactly the right value. Otherwise, I often hear it cut short. So now for the next section, we've got the mezzo staccato sign, the slow with the dots. We want this really light. Now, I like to drop onto this bit, but this is now a full-on chase. So we'll get our hands ready first. Of course, even though it's going to be super fast and super loud, we're not going to play it that way because we are trying to make sure that we train our fingers to find the notes exactly. So at E, G sharp, C, E, and this time we've got D, G sharp, C. And that is our pattern. 1, 2, 3, and it has to be perfectly even. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And you'll notice that that pattern just repeated every octave. Now, the rhythm needs to fit into our beat, our staple. So there's 5 notes per stay, 5 notes per pull. So rest, staple, staple, pin, staple, staple. I don't know that I could say that correctly at that speed. It will be easier to think about the beat itself by that point, but get that bit fast and then you can think about the beat. Now we have to make sure we hold that for the full minute. Then we have a long pause. Now long doesn't mean ridiculous. What's going to happen next? What's going to happen in my story now? So, and then, so I don't know, not even a second when I say long. So maybe just enough time to take a breath. Now, this little bit here. So that's the first section. You've done that sort of like a coda section, introduction section, and practice that a few times. Get that under your fingers. Now the next section is the next 4 bars. Now, firstly, let's look at the first bar and we'll see what the chords are. So we've got E, G sharp, C in this hand and D in that hand. Now that's going to change to C sharp and F and A. So this is the first chord, this is the second chord. So left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right. Now we change chords to the C sharp and the F and A. Left, right, move up an octave, left, right, move up an octave, left, right. So first get that. Then you can think about the rhythm. So if you've got your pencil, write it in. It's I love Mum Caterpillar, Caterpillar chocolate. I love Mum Caterpillar, Caterpillar chocolate. Now, the next stage is where we accent. When we're practicing it in the beginning, it's really important to bring out the accents at the beginning of each beat, because later on we don't want them in the wrong place. We can relax a bit later on and it will sound correct. If we have the accents in the wrong place, it disrupts that sense of the cat chasing the mouse. So I exaggerate like this. I love Mum Caterpillar, Caterpillar chocolate. I sometimes joke that we unaccent the notes. Here's the accented note, here's the unaccented note, here's accent, 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 because those accents don't quite fit all the time under the same fingers. So I love mum caterpillar, caterpillar chocolate. So make sure you unaccent the notes that are not accented. Now the second bar, same thing with the rhythm, with the notes. So here we go, we've got D in the left hand, but we've got E, G sharp, C, so that's the same. But the chord it's going to go to is F major, F, C, F, A. So I love mum caterpillar cat. Now we change to our F major chord and we're going to go down to pillar chocolate. So F, F, F. Okay, I love mum caterpillar, caterpillar chocolate. Now the next chord, B on the bottom this time, C sharp, E sharp, A. So, and that's going to go to B flat augmented, which is B flat, D, F sharp. So I love mum caterpillar cat, B flat, caterpillar chocolate, and that one went up. So I love mum caterpillar, caterpillar chocolate. Let's get practice that bar to get that movement of chords. Now the next one starts the same, so B in the bass, C sharp, E sharp, A in the right hand. It's going to go to D major, D, A, D, F sharp. So I love mum caterpillar, caterpillar chocolate. Going down, same thing, practice it to get the rhythm right, then practice it with the accents and unaccenting the not strong notes. Now we go a trifle slower. Now, when we're moving from one section to the next, so first you learn the section, and then we've got to do the join. So I'll explain the join now, even though you'll practice it after you learn the section. And that is, we are thinking in caterpillars. So I love mum cat, that caterpillar is our shortest note at the moment. I love mum caterpillar, caterpillar chocolate, caterpillar, 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 caterpillar. So we were thinking about caterpillars before. To make sure that the ratio between that set and this set is the same, we keep thinking about caterpillars. So we've got 2 beats, caterpillar, caterpill. Then on the word la, we're going to do our little chromatic here on F sharp, and then our chord G, C sharp, F sharp, A sharp, and that's accented. So here we've got caterpillar, 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 and this is the point, this here, that's where I imagine the cat is wiggling its backside, getting ready for the pounce. So caterpillar, caterpillar, accent. And then we do the same pattern, caterpillar, caterpillar, but our chromatic's going to start from G this time. Now, there's a problem I have with the next note, and that is F sharp, A, D, E, F sharp, and there's no way I can stretch that. So I'm going to drop the inside F sharp. I can drop that F sharp because I've got F sharp on the top, so I'm not really changing the quality of the chord, just the thickness. So A, D, E, F sharp. Now I can do the whole bar. Caterpillar, caterpillar, and there's my accent. And now we do it again even softer. Caterpillar, 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 caterpillar. Now, when we get to that, we've got one more bar, and it says slowing down a little slower, polka rit, and it says dryly. So no pedal, no nothing, MP, no energy. I imagine this bit has 0 energy in this bit. This cat does not want the mouth to know that it's about to pounce. So we have to join it into the previous section because it's going to go like this. No energy, no energy, no energy. Okay? So if I go back one bar to that trifle slow bit, so caterpillar, 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 staple, pin. So you might notice I said 3 caterpillars, 2 for the minim, 1 for the crotchet rest. And that ensured that my speed stayed relative to what came before. So yes, one bit, like in the previous section, this bit was quite fast. It was 138, and this is a trifle slower. We'll talk about a little bit later how to make those caterpillars work. So one gets slightly slower, but you're still thinking in caterpillars. You still want to think caterpillar, so caterpillar, 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 caterpillar. You still want to think so that you don't cut your minim rest short. Okay, so we've got that staple, pin, and now we have the pouncing. So don't cut that pin short. Staple, staple, pin, because it was getting slower. So each beat is a little bit longer, and then pounce. So what chord is that? So let's say it's A, B, C sharp, F natural. Okay, and so we do the same chord 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then top F on the piano. Now the rhythm was staple, so we went staple, staple, pin, staple, staple, stay. Now here what's 2 staples, staple, staple, I love. So that high F holds for a staple, almost all of a staple, or stay, and then we can glissando on the pull to get down to the D. So you can use your thumbnail. I've recently stopped using my thumbnail. My thumbnail always got very sore when I did glissandos. That is probably the most common technique for glissando, is to use the thumbnail. An earlier technique used the palm of the hand. I haven't read anyone using the finger, but it actually seems to work quite well for me, and it's not causing me pain. And if it creates the right effect, then that's fine. So staple, staple, high. So you see how far I went? I glissando down. I just pull off just before the D so that I can grab it with the left hand. So, and you get used to time that. Staple, staple, I love, mom, caterpillar. Now, this section is very similar to the beginning. So now we can practice this section. What we want to do is highlight the notes that are different to the beginning. That's the 3rd note of every bar in the left hand. So we've got I love, mom, cat. That's the different note, the C. Caterpillar, cat. I've got myself out of time. Now, that's C natural. Everybody always tries to accent it. So remember, it's the pull part of the ter part of caterpillar. So it's an unaccented note. So I love, mom, caterpillar, caterpillar, chocolate. So everything else is the same as that first bar except that C. And then the same thing here. The 3rd note is the only one that's changed. I love, mom, caterpillar, caterpillar, chocolate. Again, the 3rd note in the next bar is anything changed. I love, mom, caterpillar, caterpillar, chocolate. Oh, I lied. The 3rd note is changed, but the right hand is changed as well. So at B flat, before we just had an augmented chord with the D and the F sharp. Now I've got a C sharp as well. And you might have heard that sounded really weird because I hadn't got the rhythm accenting right before I played it. I just showed it to you. So we'll do the whole bar so you can get accenting right. I love, mom, caterpillar. See, I accented it to show you that it was there. I love, mom, caterpillar, caterpillar, chocolate. It's funny how quickly just thinking about that note, because it's different, will unintentionally accent it. So always unaccent. And then the last bar of that section, I love, mom, caterpillar, caterpillar, chocolate. I had hesitation, but it goes into D major. I was going to speak and then change my mind. I love, mom, caterpillar, caterpillar, chocolate. And then the next bit is a chromatic. Now we've got our G, B flat, C sharp, F sharp in the right hand. The left hand has a D going to an E flat. That's a 9th. There is no way I can stretch that and not injure my hand, so I don't bother. I'm going to let go. Caterpillar, 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 strawberry, strawberry, pin. And the sniff was for the 2nd rest there. I guess we could sniff for 2 rests to make sure we don't cut them short. Okay, so that, let go of it and do the fingering 2, 3. So 1, 2, oh, I missed the D sound. 1, 2, 3. Now thumb under, and we're going to just do chromatic scale fingering. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 3, 1, 3, 1, 3, 1, 3, 2, and then we jump into 1 and 5. And we're doing a chromatic 1, 2, 1, except this time, because of the fact we're holding a D, I'm using 1, 2, 1 for the fingering. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, and then the F. Now the F, the octave, you can do it in 2 hands or you can do it in 1. I just used in my left hand. So now we've got to get from the caterpillars into that sextuplet, and that's where I'm saying strawberry, strawberry in the same beat. Caterpillar, 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 strawberry, strawberry, pin. That works actually to do two sniffs on that rest, which I haven't tried before, but it worked well. So caterpillar, 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 strawberry, strawberry, pin, bum. Okay, and then there's a long pause. So you give a bit of suspense to your audience. So just take a sip before the next bit. So, again, not too long that the audience falls asleep, not too short. You want the audience to really not know where the music is going next, because no one knows what the cat's going to do next in this story. Okay, now, I'll show you how to do it, and then I'll go back and talk about the accenting. So we have F and A and C and E. That's all this whole section is. We have in the left hand G flat and D flat. We're going to do it 3 times. So left hand first. Left, right, left, right, left, right, left. 3 times. Then we do 4 times up the octave. Then we do it 4 times up the octave. And then 1 time at the next octave. And then just the G flat. G flat is an F sharp. G flat and the F and A. Okay, so now we need to think about the accent. Now, everybody always accents the wrong part because they accent when they change octave. But we need to be really careful, and we can do it by unaccenting the ones we don't want hard. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Also, and then I forgot to go up it because I was counting. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1. So over accenting beat 1 and under accenting everything else, so that when we play it, it doesn't sound lumpy and destroy the rhythm. Then we've got to make sure, so we've been going caterpillar, caterpillar, caterpillar. So we've just done caterpillar, 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 pause. Now, turn the page now. You're going to need to memorize the first 2 notes. Thankfully, it's not too hard to memorize. It's only 2. Okay, and it's E and G. And then C and E goes to E and G. It's actually just a C chord, but separated. And then this hand, that's all it's doing. B flat goes to A. So, starting with the first 2 notes, which is the bottom part of that pattern. 1, 2, 3, 4. And now the right hand doesn't change, but the left hand changes to D and F, going to B and D, but it's opposite direction now. So before it was high note first, now it's low note first. And that note is different, the very last note. So they're just in this hand didn't change, this hand did bottom first. And now we do it again, top first, and then D and B, the D and F, B and D, but bottom note first, and finish on that note. So there's no note change at the end of the bar. It's only a short pause then, just long enough to get your hands ready and go for it. Okay, so if I do that in a row, we want to make sure I've got the right accenting. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And now, if you wanted to practice by accenting the caterpillars temporarily, and caterpillar, oops, I missed the note, and caterpillar, 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 caterpillar. You can practice that way temporarily, but you as soon as possible want to get to just the first beat of the bar. And if you're making sure the right hand is quiet because it's on the weakest part of the beat each time, then that should just work. Okay, so we've got our quick pause. So if I join it in, so it's really a short pause. It is really just long enough to get your hands ready for the fortissimo section. Now, it's a scale in thirds. So I think that's what I do at fast speed. So I do those fingers as a normal scale in thirds, and then 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. And then the left hand, maybe it's 2. I'm not sure what figure I usually do fast. No, right hand first. I think I do that. I do that. I said do 2, 4, 5. again, the accent is on the cat. Caterpillar, 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 cat. And then the 2, 3, 4 beats 2, 3, 4 will be slightly weaker in the scheme of things. I've examined this many times, and so often I think I can't hear where the rhythm is. It makes such a big difference to the listener if they know where the rhythm is. Okay, so then we've got Topila pin. So C sharp, F and A, goes to D sharp, G and B. Topila pin, Topila pin. Why no cat? Because that's on the rest. Caterpillar pin, caterpillar pin. So the rests create that. You go, but it doesn't look like a caterpillar pin. No, because of where the rests are. Okay, let me join that in to the bit just after the pause so you can hear how we use the caterpillar to make sure we have exactly the right number of rests. Caterpillar, 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 cat. I ran out of breath. Cat, and then we'll count the same thing here. Caterpillar, 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 cat. Now this is very much slower, but we're still going to keep counting caterpillars. Caterpillar, 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 and so on. So we want to keep that caterpillar because we don't want to cut this. Otherwise, even if you think slow, 1, 2, 3, 4, then you're going to be faster than what happened before unless you keep the caterpillars and make the caterpillars slower. So the first two notes were easy, caterpillar, caterpillar, then the A flat, caterpillar, caterpill. On the La part of the caterpillar, we're going to do these demi-semi-quavers. Now, yes, it is 3 against 4, so you could practice not very difficult. It's not worth it. Realistically, it's so fast that you can just go and nobody's going to know whether it's you've got the 3 and the 4 exactly together. So there's your 4 notes, there's your 3 notes, and you just go. And I guess if you slowed it down a lot, you might be able to tell whether or not I got the not very difficult rhythm right. But that's not what happens in real life when people are listening. So here is still got our caterpillars. Caterpillar, caterpillar, caterpillar. Now, what we haven't talked about is the dynamics there. So in the previous section, we were very loud, and then we were soft, and now we're super soft. So things are disappearing off into the distance. Caterpillar, 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 caterpillar. It's such a quick crescendo to forte. Like caterpillar, 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 caterpillar. Now, while you're holding this note, put down the soft pedal. So the soft pedal doesn't affect the note. You have, if you're on a ground, your keyboard moves. You might have seen the keyboard move. On an upright, it doesn't. But put down the soft pedal so it's going to affect the next notes. Then put down the loud pedal, the sustain pedal, sorry. And so now you've got 2 pedals down. And then we're going to get our chord ready, and it says hold back. So we've got G flat, A flat, B, D, G flat, C, E, A flat. And if you can't stretch it, drop the G flat at the bottom. And we're going to, as quietly as possible, so feel like you're pulling all your weight up. Caterpillar, 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 caterpillar. Stay, pull, and as vague as possible. And it's got a staccato dot. Okay, like, see how gentle that was? Even though this staccato dot, it's really gentle, really soft. The whole time you're feeling like your energy is all pulling upwards towards the sky so that you can get that really soft sound. And there's no pedal changes in there. And again, now the listener doesn't know what's going to happen next. But I imagine the cat's running up and down the keys here. So I'm going to let go of my soft pedal. It still says soft, but I don't want the soft pedal anymore because it changes the sound too much. It's good for that vagueness that's required there, but now I want to get rid of it. Now we're going to do it without the pedal. First, like we always do, we learn without the pedal for when we're learning notes. But that little bit, I had to talk about the pedal because it's such an important aspect of the tone color there. So now, it says 66, so it's really not that fast, as in the speed says 66. So, but we've got the C here going to the E there. And our chord in the middle is D, E, G sharp, and C on the top for the run. So there's this C, there's this chord, and then we come back and play that chord again with just the bottom 3 notes. It happens twice. Now there's a few options for how you play the beat there. You can play it more evenly like I just did then, or you can do it fast. So caterpillar, 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 cater. So you can do it on the la, or you can do it on the staple, dividing into staple, staple, staple. So those 4 notes come on the pull. Staple, staple, staple. At the fast speed, it doesn't make a big difference, and I've heard it performed both ways, so you've got a bit of choice. I probably do the second one because I like the fast sound. Okay, now for the next one, we have a little run first. So imagine you're throwing your hand towards your 4th finger, and then our chord is C sharp, F, A, C sharp. Lovely diminished chord there. And then F on top, and then that C sharp, F, A at the bottom. So the bottom 3 notes of the little run. And then we go back and do the first chord again, but we have a little run at the beginning. And now our right hand's going to do the run because we need to get this F chord, F, C, A, and we've got to roll it. So we join them together. In slow motion, that's what it's doing. In fast motion, but of course we know we don't practice fast straight away. Now we get this C, D minor chord with an added C in there. So top note C. Now what's our chord? We've got A in the bottom, B, C sharp, E sharp, A is our chord. So, and bottom 3 notes. And the 3-note run, and that F sharp, A sharp, D, F sharp, A sharp, so another diminished chord there. Bottom 3 notes of the chord, and then 3 notes from F sharp, and our chord is going to be that same one again we did before. And then our running down, and we're going to go to a D major chord, D, A, F sharp. Oops. A, B, so we've got a nice B minor chord there with a 7th added. I've got a D sharp, D augmented chord there, and in the right hand G, C sharp, A sharp, C sharp, F sharp is our chord. G, now we start at the top, F sharp, C sharp, but still that same 3 bottom notes, using the 3 bottom notes of the little run. Now D major, which is the same pattern we did before, but A, just keep going, F sharp, keep going D, so we're outlining the D major chord in the right hand. Have that augmented again. Now this whole time we've been getting softer and slower, dim, e, ritenuto. So it was soft, it got a little loud in the middle, it's come back to soft, and now it's getting softer and slower because again, we're not telling the audience what we're doing. Where will I go from 1 to the whole section? And so there's our pause on the double bar line. Then where are we going now? Not quite sure. It's got softer and slower. Maybe the mouse has got tired, the cat's got tired of chasing. But now we're back into full chase. Now notice it's SFPP, sforzando. The first note is sforzando. Then we go straight back to very soft because we're going to crescendo. Now, what you do need to know is you're going to need to turn the page turn on that pause. So we want, if we're doing a page turn, because we're not playing by memory, we want to make sure that the page turn itself is part of the music. It needs to keep the mood of the music. So we've got softer, slowly move, whoops, I missed the page, and slowly turn the page. So we're in the same mode, ready to go. Getting louder. Okay, so now we'll break down what's going on there. So we've got A sharp and C sharp in the left hand. Now our right hand is doing 2 notes first, but then it starts doing a 3-note pattern, G on top, then G sharp on top, then A on top, then A sharp on top, and then into that pattern. So oops, I missed it. So again, really clear movement, musical idea change. Now, actually, I don't think I muddled up. I think my piano might be slightly out of tune. Now, once you've got the notes right, there are accents on the first of the high notes. Here, on the first G sharp, on the first A, oops, A, missed A, and the second A sharp, and then, so I feel like there's like an imaginary, I've just gone, oh wait, I'm on the wrong note anyway. Hands up, hands down, so over and down. Now, it's too fast to really do that motion, but that's sort of what's happening, just at a fast speed. But if you can see it, like this is just that little tiny drop into this section. Now it's the same as what we've done before. It will be slightly slower than what you have finished the section before, but again, you don't need to worry about that until you've got everything to speed and all the sections perfected. But what you do want to make sure of at the speed is that we've got the accenting correct and the relationships between the sections. So here we go. I love mum, caterpillar, caterpillar, chocolate. So I think this is different notes now. So we've got A, B, D sharp, G. Going to G sharp, C, E. So I love mum, caterpillar, cat, G sharp, C, E, terpillar, chocolate. And now we go down and we go to a C major chord. So I love mum, caterpillar, cat, and here's our C major chord, terpillar, chocolate. And then we've got E on the bottom, F sharp, A sharp, D on top. I love mum, caterpillar, cat. I've got D sharp, G, B. So that's an augmented chord on G augmented chord. Terpillar, oops, I missed it, terpillar, chocolate. And then we've got the same beginning that goes to G major chord. Okay, so I'll join that section in from where it says crotchet equals 138. I love mum, caterpillar, caterpillar, chocolate. 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 And then the same thing, we have to keep our caterpillars going for the next section. So I'll show you the next section, then we'll do the join. So here we've got caterpillar, and then we've got C, E flat, F sharp, B flat, and then softer. So strong, weak, caterpillar, strong, oh I missed it, caterpillar, strong, weak, caterpillar, strong, weak, caterpillar, oh goodness gracious, strong, weak, caterpillar, strong, weak. Okay, so our first chord was C, E flat, F sharp, B flat, strong, weak. The next one is the C major chord. I use the thumb across the D and the E, so I can do G and C there. Strong, weak, and that's the B flat. Strong, weak, and the first one again, C, E flat, F sharp, B flat. Strong, weak, and then the C major chord using your thumb across 2 notes there. Strong, weak, hold it. And then we just do that pattern over with the G and E in the bottom. Strong, weak, strong, weak, strong. Oh, I'm forgetting what one. Strong, weak. So strong, weak, strong, weak, strong, weak. So I'll come back a bit. I love Mum caterpillar, caterpillar, chocolate, caterpillar. Oh, I don't want to do that today. Strong, weak, caterpillar, strong, weak, caterpillar, strong, weak, caterpillar, strong, weak, hold it. Strong, weak, strong, weak, strong, weak, stay, pull, caterpillar, caterpillar, down to the low G, middle C, C, G. Okay, so hopefully that was clear. We have this chord. I'm not sure if that's the same as the one we had in the beginning. So A, B, C sharp, F, and it goes up the octave, 4 times, and then there's the F again. But we went down to the middle of the piano last time. We're going all the way down to that G. Now it says dry and heavy, so definitely no pedal. A, C sharp, F natural. So that's our F major augmented chord in first inversion. So I love my caterpillar chocolate. So F sharp to B flat there. So slightly different. I love my caterpillar chocolate, hold it. I love my caterpillar chocolate, hold it. Or caterpillar if you like. I love my caterpillar chocolate. Sorry, I said the wrong word. Chocolate then caterpillar. I love my caterpillar chocolate, caterpillar. I love my caterpillar chocolate, caterpillar, 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 caterpillar. Okay, so I wanted to go into that to show you how important the cat is. The cat is on the tied note. Everybody wants to accent the next one, which is on the weak beat. So we've got this. We've just done I love my caterpillar chocolate, caterpillar, cat. Now unaccent terpillar, caterpillar, 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 cat. Unaccent terpillar, caterpillar, 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 caterpillar. So for this bit, because it so easily sounds like mush, when we're practicing slow, make sure we accent where the caterpillars go. Terpillar, caterpillar, cat, and so on. And then count the caterpillars through that long beat. Now, fingering wise, it doesn't really matter because you're not having to play it legato. You can do whatever fingering. But it's because that's a chromatic, we'll finish on F sharp. Because it's a chromatic, it's best to use a chromatic finger because we've trained our left hand to do chromatic fingering. So terpillar, caterpillar, 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 caterpillar. Now on this note, definitely put the pedal down after you play that note because you want to connect that to this much exuberance. In my mind here, the cat is so happy. It's strutting down like, hey, you know how cats come and show you what they've killed? Like, hey, mama, look what I killed last night. This is the cat boasting of its trophy prize, the mouse. So we've got, do we have that? Yeah, so we've got, it's F and B flat, but it's written as E sharp and A sharp. And in the left hand, we've got F sharp and D sharp. Now, we only need 2 chords for this section. That's one chord we need. And then the next one, C sharp, A sharp, C sharp, F sharp. So that's our second chord. So once we've got those 2 chords, so it's not a chord as we know it. So here we go. So we've got right, left, and then to the F sharp major one, and then to this funny B flatty one. And we're just going down the octave. Funny B flat one, F sharp one. And then at the next point the mouse runs off. So it's lost its prey. Okay, so for this bit with much exuberance, I always pull the speed back a little bit, just a little bit, because I'm not rushing. I am so proud. Hey, everyone, look at me. Take your time to look at me. So obviously we're playing everything slow, so it's not going to give you the genuine sensation of that. Although you can listen to my concert video from back in 2020 to get an idea. So of how that would work together. But caterpillar, and then straight to this the staples here. Now make sure it's strong weak. Strong weak. So what's our chord? We've got B, C sharp, F sharp. Strong weak, strong weak, strong weak, strong weak. And again, it's just the same pattern going up the octave. Now the cat is pouncing like crazy. Once you've found this chord, you only need to find it once. So it's D, G sharp, C, and this is D and E with the thumb, G sharp, B, C, E. So every finger is utilized in that chord. D, E, G sharp, B, C, E. Now, play that chord, put the pedal down, then play that chord again down the octave, and while you're playing it, change the pedal. So note up, down. Next one, same chord down the octave, note up, down with the pedal, and then, oops, it doesn't keep going down because now it goes opposite direction. So this one goes up, this one goes down, up, down, and then the last one, play the chord, and then up, down, then off. So that just that D's left. Now, if it's loud enough, that D is going to last. And you can imagine maybe it was a bell or something that's just now rolling off into the distance, over the hills or something like that, in the scene. So, did I start too low? I did. So start there. Then opposite. Or maybe I don't change it on there. I lost it though. So don't do that up down on the last note, just release the pedal. Now you can see it's still quite loud. Now we're thinking about the speed we're doing. Caterpillar, 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 caterpillar. Pause. And then just before we get to tempo 2, we're going to put our pedal down again, because we need to hold that and bring our hand up here to catch this chord. So we've got C, D, E, G sharp, C. Now change the pedal and then play that bottom D again. And then we come back up, same chord, change the pedal, and then down to B flat or B, C sharp, F A. Change the pedal, play the D, change the pedal. And then the same chord again, going to B flat, C, D, F sharp, pedal change, D, pedal change, and then B flat, the same chord again. And then you're trying to connect it to the next one, G, A, B, C sharp, F. So it's not going to perfectly connect, but you've got your pedal to help. But you want your fingers to connect as much as possible. You change the pedal, play the low D, and then the next chord, change the pedal, play the low D, change the pedal. Well, I should have said what the notes were, but B flat, D, F sharp, A flat, B flat, and then the low D, and then same chord. Now with those notes, A flat, B flat on the left hand, D, E, F sharp, A flat, and then that low D, and change the pedal, and then it's an F sharp, so D, F sharp, B flat with C in the bass, and then to the next chord. Now there's a pause on that semi-brief, so 1, 2, and there's a pause on that D, 3, 4, and then we have a long pause. And that long pause, we want to move slowly to the top, because our mood is, it's said, in a funeral manner. So maybe the cat is walking the mouse down the aisle to give to the priest, to ready to do the last rites. So I'll play it as a section so you can hear that. Bottom D is like the bell going off in the church in the distance. And the cat is, these need to be connected under the fingers so that even without the pedal, there's a connectedness there. Now you can't perfectly connect it, but we can almost connect it completely. So here we go. What comes next. I changed my mind while I was playing it. I did say it's a long time since I performed it. Change the pedal only on the low D, because otherwise the low D stops holding. So note, low D, change the pedal. And because we're going so softly, it won't over blur. And then play the low D, change the pedal, and then our soft slur, and then play the D, change the pedal before you come back up. So the pedal's job is to catch that low G, and then play the low D, catch it with the pedal, and getting softer, pedal, and then play the D, change the pedal, sorry, F sharp, whoops, and then the D, and change the pedal. Now here I imagine that the mouse did have a little bit of life left, just a little bit, and it's very slowly limping away before it dies. So our whole body needs to be feeling this sadness of almost dying. And it's a bit we played earlier. You could go even slower, like to say to students it has zero energy, like it really is on its last breath. Now, in order to do the very last bit, the tapilla pin at the end, we need to make sure that we don't cut the rest short. So if I count again, now it's not a proper caterpillar because it's limping, but caterpillar, 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 caterpillar pin. Now, no energy, terpillar. You can even get slower. But when you get to this last note, you still have a full bar of rests. The piece isn't over yet until we've done the rest. So I like to do terpillar pin and just wait there. And now, because the mouse has died, in my opinion, I don't want to do this at the end because that's got way too much energy. I actually just want to drop my head, drop my hands, so that I'm continuing the mood of this mouse dying. Now the audience might go wild and then I can snap out of my mood. But when I'm acting this disappointment that the mouse is dead, or the fact I'm at a funeral, or the fact maybe I'm the mouse and I've died, but I'm acting that straight down to my lap, hang my head, then I can breathe and become myself again. Okay, so it's probably a very long video. Can't see how long it is, but it's probably quite long. So pause, go through which bits you need as you work through it, because it's not that complicated once you've got the chords. So have fun learning this one, and I look forward to hearing it.